Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Transformation Tuesday, September 30th, the last day in the month of September. And my very special guest today is a veteran, a coach, and a therapist. And I'm super excited to have him here in the dollhouse. Hopefully, a lot of people are feeling so many different emotions right now as we're in the current state of the world under this regime. And I know a lot of you are looking for a place to turn to, a safe space where you can talk, where you can be vulnerable and share your emotions. And there are so many outlets out here for you to talk about normalizing and prioritizing your mental health. And my very special guest testimony today will hopefully help people who are also on the verge of just giving up on life, just feeling hopelessness, just feeling all of these different emotions. I want you all to know that there is an outlet for you. So, without further ado, I'm going to welcome my very special guest to the dollhouse. But in the meantime, shout outs to my brother K Tukes. Make sure you guys go and check out the K Tukes spot. Yes, I'm back to blonde today. Back to blonde. I'm loving it. I'm loving the fairer hair. Woo! So let me go ahead and share this with my very special guest so that we can get him in here. He is a licensed therapist, he is a veteran, and he is a coach. So hopefully his testimony can help all of you out there who are feeling all of these different emotions. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And this dress is short, by the way. I have just been in my mini dress mode lately. I love short dresses, and I think the weight loss is definitely paying off, as you guys can see. Gradually exercising every morning, and it's been such a great feeling to be able to just drop the weight and just get it off. Okay, let me try to send it to him again. What about this? Let me see. Or I might just have to request that way. We'll talk later, sister. Thank you, brother. Definitely. Definitely. And tell mom I said hello. Y'all head on over and subscribe to my brother K Tukes, the K Tukes spot. Go and check him out. Great reviews, great conversations, and we have a few things planned as well too. And stay tuned as well. November 28th, I will be on Faith is the Substances show. Make sure you guys please go and check it out November 28th, the day after Thanksgiving. So a lot of press, we're playing no games. Season 20 is going to be lit. I've already got the new backdrop and everything. So I'm super excited for you guys to see it. So you guys have to stay tuned. That's crazy. Let me shoot him a message. Give me 1 second. Let me shoot him a message. And hopefully I can get him in here. Give me 1 sec. We're going to get him here because he's never done Instagram Live. In the meantime, between time, I hope you all are doing just as fabulous as I am. I'm going to send it to him again so that we can get him in here. And I know you guys were looking forward to the little clips that I always post at the interview. So I'm going to have to get those clips. Hopefully, I have one of my phones that I was doing my editing on and everything. That is coming. So you guys stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. And thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Again, y'all head on over and subscribe. By the way, make sure y'all go and check out my brother King Jobs' interview with Faith as well. Faith is the Substance. She has her show, so I will be going on her show November 28th. So it's been amazing being able to go in other people's houses and talk about the show on there as well too. And I'm super duper excited for season 20. Like, we have some amazing guests lined up. Oh my God. Give me 1 sec. He says it's not working. So I'm sending him the live. Let me try this. Let me try this way. And maybe I can invite him to join through here. Maybe this will work through here. Definitely. Or text it to me. Text it to me for sure. Hopefully it should work this time. Or I don't think he knows how to really use Instagram. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works this time. I have no clue what is going on, y'all. Please bear with me. This is my very special guest. First time I'm doing this. I'm not sure what's going on. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep you guys informed on what do we have coming up. Joining me tomorrow, we have Katrina Jean. Okay, he's using his phone. I think when you are doing your laptop, there we are. Okay. Yes, if you're on your laptop, it's not gonna work. So use your phone. Without further ado, let's welcome my very special guest to the Dollhouse, veteran coach, therapist, Nicholas Barnes. And yes, brother, text me those ideas. And I uploaded a treat to the channel. Do you guys remember my good colleague, my good colleague, uh, Ricky Taylor? That interview was did that interview in 2024. So y'all hit on and subscribe and check it out. Okay, welcome to the Dollhouse.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be
It's
here.
such a pleasure to have you here. All you have to do is flip your camera. It should be an arrow at the bottom.
Uh, Flip it.
Yes,
Ah,
so we can
there
see.
you
There we are.
go.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to be here. How you doing?
A pleasure. Such a pleasure. So before we kick off this interview, how has 2025 been for you so far?
It's been automatic year, you know? Yeah. It's been a long one. Yeah.
The ups and downs, a roller coaster for all of us. And hopefully
Mhm.
your testimony can help people who are feeling all things and emotions. When I introduced you coming on while we were trying to help you get on, because I think when you're on your laptop, it doesn't work like that. You have to use your phone. But
Yeah, I didn't know
when I
that.
introduced, I said that talking with Nick while we were setting up. Hi, Ener. Shout outs to Ener, award winning actor and writer. Shout outs to you. Nice to see
Hey,
you too. But I was talking with I call her boss lady, Mick. She was saying that you have to have him on your show. And she said that you had a very powerful story that is touching that can also help other people as well.
yeah.
And when you were coming on, as I was introducing you, I said, yes, we need that in times like this because there's so many stories, all of the bad things that we're seeing unfold in the world right now. And I know a lot of people are feeling emptiness, despair, don't know who to turn to. Uh, I mean, of course, your family is there, your tribe is there, but even with that, it's still not enough. It's like, what do we do to make sure that we are okay, to make sure that our health is intact, to make sure that we are also our emotions, all of that, because it takes a play into human. And I know that that is something that a lot of people are fighting with right now. We're like, what
Yeah.
do we do? So I can't tell the story. I'm gonna let Nicholas share his story from the beginning. Now, you are a man who wears many hats. You are a therapist. You are a veteran. Salute to you because my father, he served as
Thank
a
you very
Marine.
much.
My brother and my uncle
Thank
as
you for your
well.
service.
And it's near and dear to my heart. So when Mick introduced you to me, I said, oh, I would love to. I would love to. I'm all about shout outs to my girl, Faith of the Substance. Hey, girl. An outstanding interview with my brother, King John. If you guys haven't seen it, please go and check out Faith. And Faith, girl, you did it. You did that interview. As the babies would say, you did your big one. You did your big one. And it's fun as well, too. I was writing the audience. And I will be going on her show November 28th. Mark your calendars. The queen of that coming to faith is the substances show. So make sure y'all tune in. I will be there. But back to you, Nicholas. Oh my God. And I'm excited about it too, Faith. I can't wait, girl. Um, Tell us a little bit about your story because
Um,
we see the in between. We see your accolades. We see all of the hard work and perseverance. And you're so encouraging. Like I was browsing your page a little bit before we came on, and it's so much encouragement there. Tell us who is Nicholas Vaughn.
I'm Nicholas Barnes, and I come from Farnborough in Hampshire, in England. Um, I was brought up in a military family, um, and I've been all over the world. I've been through a lot of tragedy in my life. I've
Ooh,
lost a lot of people. Um, I'm a therapist coach. I help people because of my own experiences of because I used to be paralyzed from a
oh,
helicopter crash, and I suffered years of post-traumatic stress disorder from combat
hmm,
PTSD. That's why I became a therapist, because I truly believe everyone deserves a second chance in life. Definitely, you know.
I got it. And you said PTSD. It's a lot of people who've served. For those of you who don't know what that is, um, or the ones at the back who don't know what that is, it is post-traumatic stress disorder. And
That's
it
correct.
typically happens when someone has encountered something that's been very life-changing, not in a good way, but more so in a way where it traumatized the person and is stuck with them for the rest of their life, for the rest of their like I can remember my sister passing away in the hospital. And one thing I've never revealed to people till this day, I just cannot go to hospitals. So when my mom
Mm.
says I gotta go to the hospital, I gotta go to wherever, da 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 da, it triggers me. There's certain
Yeah.
things that will trigger this person. It's like a trauma for them.
Mm.
And they feel it. That feeling
Mm.
of you feel hopeless about yourself, you feel a array of different emotions, hopelessness, you feel despair. You could have a room full of 10 people, and in that room, you could still feel alone. These 10 people are there to support you and back you, but you sometimes can still feel alone. You need that reassurance, you need that reaffirmance. And
Yeah.
I think that
And crowds
what
as
advice?
well. Crowd rooms. They can affect you too.
Oh yes. Yes, yes, yes. And
Mm.
and I was gonna say, Nick, what can people do because it basically happens to a lot of our troops who served in the military. And this is
Mm.
something that they battle with, this traumatizing them. And they have to
Yeah.
live with this for the rest of their life. It's like when you, how can I say, when you've encountered some sort of violence, that's all you know. You're in
Mm.
action mode, you're in game mode all the time. And it is like,
Yeah.
oh, you're seeing things. You sometimes hallucinate, you see things that aren't there. And I
Mm.
know a couple of people that are like that.
Yeah.
And they look to me and confide in me just to give them that reassurance that you are loved, you are needed, I love you. And there are people out here who care as well too. And for each and
Mm.
every one of us, we have to be that outlet for each other because as it pertains to mental health, it's okay to not be okay. And that's something that I cover a lot of
Mm.
on my show. And my brother K Tooks can attest to that. I talk a lot about mental health on this platform and how it is important that you use your tools that are available to you and talk to someone. Don't be afraid to talk to someone because there are
Mm.
people out here who truly might not seem like it at first. Even me, I've battled with that. And I said, oh, people don't care about me. They don't care about me. They only care about themselves. And I can remember being younger and feeling that sense of, and I know a lot of people who suffer with PTSD or anxiety or depression
Mm.
can feel empty, can feel alone, can feel
Mm.
abandoned, and feel like they
True.
are a burden onto the next.
Mm.
And you're not.
Mm.
The resources are there for you to talk to someone. And that's what therapists are for. So when Mick told me therapist, I said, boom, okay. He's helping people. He's using his platform to help, to encourage. And there have been days, and K2 can attest to that. I keep picking on him because he's one of the ones who has reached out countless times and called, text. I can confide in him, and he doesn't go back. You got to have a circle of people that you can trust, confide, who will not go back and break their promises, who will not go back and anything you share with them, that's between you and that person. And those are the type of people that you have to keep within your circle. And
Mm.
Nick, a question that I also wanted to ask you as well too is, how do you find your peace in the midst of anything that you're battling, whether it may be anxiety, whether it may be PTSD, and what gems and recommendations would you give people who are out here also as well too, who suffer with PTSD, who suffer with depression, who suffer with, as you said in the beginning of our loss. A lot of people
Mm.
have lost a lot of people in their lives, and
Um,
I've sat with that.
mm.
Now, I don't have to call their names. And listening to them as being someone hosting this platform, being able to listen to people's stories, I love it because I share bits and
Yeah.
pieces of my stuff as well too. I'm an open book.
Mm.
And one of my guests that I've had on the show, this was way back when, he came on and he lost both of his parents. And
Mm.
now he's a dad himself.
Listen.
And I was like, how do you navigate? How do you navigate? How do you navigate with them not being there? And to anybody who feels as though they're not valid enough or just need that reaffirmation, if that makes sense, reaffirming, uh, those spirits are there with you. And I'm a firm believer that person on, their spirit is still there. I lost my
Yeah.
sister 28, and that was one of the
Mm.
hardest things in my life. I just couldn't believe it.
Mm.
Day before her funeral, I couldn't even go to view her body. Me and my cousin, we just stayed. But my
Mm.
aunt that was there, that was living at the time, she's no longer here with us. She also passed years later. Said, "Don't worry, sweetheart. God has given her a new body. So whatever you believe in, that inner being, whether it may be the inner being, whether it may be God, the universe, you believe in, just know that the spirits are there with you in a good
Yeah.
kind of way. They're there
I
to
believe that.
protect you."
I believe that.
And I know certain her birthday this year, June 29th, it fell on a Sunday.
Mm.
And on that Sunday, you guys know I'm a fashion girl. Her fashion week for men was on that Sunday. And it was
Wow.
bittersweet for me because I'm just like, I'm the only one talking about her, remembering her, but it's other family members that are grieving her as well too, in different ways.
Mm.
And people
Listen.
grieve in different ways.
Yeah.
What are some tips that have helped you overcome depression, overcome anxiety? Because we all have to have an outlet. And for me, mine is fashion, it's makeup. And sometimes we become so desensitized by things that we don't really want to talk about it.
Mm.
We're programmed to just keep it bottled up inside. What have been some outlets, and what outlets can people use to help them get it out and just release whatever's pent up?
But my drive was because I lost my wife to womb cancer,
Sorry.
and and thank you. That was my drive to learn to walk that year. I studied neuro linguistic programming, and that's what helped me with PTSD. Um, and also, I was reading books on quantum healing, and that was helping me too. It took me 11 months to learn to walk.
Ah,
So, if anybody needs help with mental health, I would highly suggest NLP, neuro linguistic programming, because it saved my life. And I'm a master practitioner in that. Yeah.
and the prevalence of PTSD. Here are some of the stats. Lifetime prevalence 6.8%, National Institute of Mental Health. Annual prevalence 3.6%, National Institute of Mental Health. And it says that women are more likely, 8% versus 4%, to develop PTSD than men. Now it says exposure to traumatic events that have occurred. It can be natural disasters like hurricane, storms. The weather can also affect your moods as well too. Like right
Really?
now, I'm looking outside and I see just a peak of sunshine, and I know that I'm all right. And vitamin D is what we all need. Go outside in the sunlight. Go in your
Mm,
garden, sit in your garden, read a book. That's why I got into fashion because it's been an escape for me into an alternate world.
mm,
I can change my look so many times. It's like a revolving door. I mean, I have black hair today. Today I'm a blonde. So who knows
yeah.
what hair color I'm going to have tomorrow? I could have red hair like Jessica Rabbit or Nicole Kidman. Who's to say, for example? But
It's
color
good
also
it's
has
good to
improved.
change your looks, you know? Good to change your
Yes,
style because it helps the mood, you know?
yes, color does too. Colors
Yeah.
in our food that we eat. And also more of the demographics, it says that it's most common among veterans, 11 to 20%. So
Mm,
prevalent first among first responders, refugees, and survivors. So
mm,
there are so many people out here who are battling with PTSD and bipolar disorder and depression. And clinical
mm,
studies have shown that. And it shows that you're not alone. There are people out here. It doesn't make you weird.
mm.
It makes you human because we all can't just be like robots. We're just static. Robots are
Yeah.
built of steel. We're
Yeah.
human beings. We have hearts that break. We have different emotions.
Mm.
And I think with a lot of us, we shut down just like robots, just like cars. We live in a
Okay.
digital age, a digital society where
Mm,
everyone can put out there how they're feeling. The communication devices, your telephone, your
mm,
laptop, whatever it may be, these outlets out here. And I think that with communication, what a lot of people are missing and yearning for is that human touch. That
mm.
human touch.
Definitely.
We've got Siri, we've got Alexa that can tell us what day or what time it is. But what I think
AI.
that is missing, I think the 90s or Y2K era 2000s predicted what would happen. We had AOL, we had all of these chat rooms because people were looking to connect. And I
Yeah.
think for the mental health aspect of it, we have all become alert to technology and hip to
Mm,
technology with ways and
definitely.
means that we can communicate with each other. And I think with us being apart, especially if you are a vet, when the pandemic hit in 2020, how we're doing interviews now, a lot of people miss that feeling of being able to hug and kiss on their loved ones and embrace their loved
Mm,
ones because we had to be separated 6 feet away from each other. And I
yeah.
think even with that, it was sad watching videos of people cry because they're ones who are on the front line, their dads or their mothers or whomever, or they might have
Mm,
lost someone to the pandemic.
yeah.
And it was hard for them to have to regroup. So the mental health aspect of this, you now have where we now can get together, where we can sit down and we can have conversations with each other, how we're doing
Mm,
now. And I think that is times like this because I know I've seen videos of people crying like, are we going to be okay?
mm.
You'll live another day. You will be okay. Just continue to keep talking about it because you can't stay silent. It's like when you shake a soda bottle up. I cracked under pressure yesterday. Me and
Yeah.
my mom had me doing all sorts of paperwork, and I was just lashing out at her. And I hugged her and apologized. I felt so bad because I'm like, this is not me. I'm not a mom. I'm not a bad person.
Mm,
And she was really chastising me. She got on me, y'all, and rightfully so. That's why I was saying she's a Libra, I'm a Scorpio, and we're powerful women, and we sometimes bump heads.
mm.
And it's okay. My mom was like, you got to stop treating. and I didn't look at it from her way. I'm being selfish and all of this. And a lot of people battle demons. That's another
Yeah.
thing for PTSD as well too, because of the
Mm.
trauma, things that people have done that they're not proud of, and we beat ourselves up. That's a form of trauma as well. We beat ourselves up, and come to find out, I wasn't the only one doing it. My brother, who served in the as was doing it too. My mother asked me, and me and her were talking, and she said, "Do you beat yourself up? You got to stop doing it." And she says the same things that I talked to you about. Your guests who come on the show are saying the same exact thing. And it's just like I told you they would say the right thing. And she said, your mother wouldn't lead you wrong. That's what she told me
Mm.
yesterday as well. And so
Yeah.
today she thought I was getting angry, but no, I was. I've learned now, and I'm in a stage where, well, if you would have met the Miss Stevie in her 20s, I would have been ready to fight. I would have been ready to break everything, just angry, upset, because I was
Mm.
hot tempered. You're young and dumb, you don't know. But now I'm
Yeah.
in my 30s. That's something that I still battle with. It's just anger. It's just guilt, things that I've done that I'm not proud of. And I've talked to my brother K2 behind. He's like, you gotta stop doing this.
We've
Stop
both
beating
been
yourself. You can't change the past. And it is a form of
mm.
trauma. A lot of people do it because we strive for perfection. We strive to be perfect. And there is one person that is perfect. And we know who that is. If you are a believer, is that person upstairs or the
Yeah.
universe or whoever. It is greater than all of us.
Mm.
So that's the person who's great. That's the person who's perfect. Yes, we can look perfect. We can strive for perfection, but
Mm.
we are perfectly imperfect because we're
Yeah.
not perfect. It,
True.
it will never be. It's only one. That's him, and that's him who is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. God
So
has given me
go ahead.
four. Is it God? Sorry. I had four near-death experiences, and God said to me, Nicholas, it's not your time yet. We're not ready for you.
Yeah,
Go back. And I came back. You know, I had all these health conditions as well when I was paralyzed: diabetes, high cholesterol, underactive thyroid, and sometimes they made me die in my sleep, and then I came back. You know,
come on.
um, yeah. And the last time I came back different, and I came back stronger minded, and that's what saved my life. Yeah, I'm always
Exactly.
grateful.
And that's the wake up call. I shared the story about my grandmother show and how they found a blood clot in her lung and they had to go in and remove it. And it was dangerous. It was a very scary procedure. And she
Yeah,
died and came back to life. And here's the
wow,
funny part, the human part about it. Because she's 80 years old, she's still living, still alive. My mom's
bless her.
uh after she had the operation, y'all already know what she asked for when she came to. She finally came to, after she had the procedure. Do they have any pork chops in here? Nicholas, I was done. Everybody was in the room laughing. Family, brother came, my uncle came down from Virginia who served as well to see about her, and she had to recover at my cousin's for a few days. He was down for,
Mm,
and they flew her on a helicopter. This was the other funny thing that happened. She did not know she was on the helicopter. Told her. She said, "I'm gonna catch me a ride back with somebody," and everybody just couldn't stop laughing. We were so glad to have our grandmother, and she's still here. I'm 31. She has the type of energy. The women, and I just had my cousin Sherry on the show. We all are bubbly. We're fun. We're sweet. It's that Southern hospitality. We are God fearing women. So we are
no,
deeply, divinely protected. We have encountered the worst. We've encountered deaths, loss,
mm,
and some. And we have come back. And my mother, one day she cooked a pot of rice, and I always do the dishes. I'm a neat freak, y'all. Don't judge me. I have OCD bad. I'm like Martha Stewart. I'm always cleaning and wanting to redecorate. I think my mother has rubbed off on me, and my brother that served as well, to like everything to be clean. And there's nothing wrong with that. But
No.
it was one day I had to put the food up off the stove, and she said, "How did you do it so fast?" She said, "Wow, you are resilient. I put that food up so fast, I don't even know how I did it. I was tired around night." And I washed the dishes well too that same exact day she cooked it. And I said, "You know what? Yeah, that's the resilience that I'm talking about." And a lot of people say it as well too. We all have it. The resilience is inside you. So just
You
like
do.
how Nicholas shared his story about not God saying it's not to anybody who's feeling some sort of sickness or illness or a near life loss experience, shall I say,
Yeah.
it's not your time because God still has you here for a reason. You are a
Mm.
breathing, living testament and testimony to someone out there who's encountering the same thing that you're encountering. So, to anybody out here who's hopeless or despair, you can feel all of these different emotions going through you. I want you to know that God says the sunshine is coming. It may seem like you're going through a dark cloud. Like when you are depressed, when it's rainy outside, when we were kids, what did we do? We wanted to go outside and play. And your
True.
mom would say, what would mom say? Mom would say, no, we don't want you getting sick. We don't want you getting a cold or anything.
True.
So we had to stay inside, do anything, play games. We couldn't go outside and play.
Mm.
But when it was sunshine, it brought our happiness back. It brought our joy back. It cleared everything up. But rainy days, you know,
No.
because it was depressing, it was gloomy, it was sad. But
Mm.
you have to take it off the spin and change the narrative for it as well too. And some people would say rain is therapeutic; it helps them sleep, or the sound of a waterfall, or
True.
just looking at the beach, looking at how beautiful and clear. If you go in other countries, other continents, other parts of the world,
Mm.
the water is the water, excuse me, is crystal blue, crystal blue
Yeah.
as the sky, and the sun coming down, sand. You can see the seashells. Like I have a girlfriend. Shout outs to my girl Frances, beautifully diverse Frances. Uh, she said about traveling and leaving the country from the craziness that's going on down.
Mm.
And she sent me a video and the culture there, the beauty of just the beach, the sunlight, the water being so crystal blue. I was like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And it was Fiji. And she said, well,
Mm.
you can't go over there. How I'm dressed, the that I have on is a mini dress. And she said, you
Yeah.
can't dress like that down here, no, because the women have to dress a certain way. So I don't want to disrespect the culture over there, but I would love to go. You know, they said, but you can wear shorts and a t-shirt or whatever. That's fine.
Mm.
But I use that as an example
Yeah.
where for rain. Rain helps people sleep. It helps you like there are sound effects out here that people would listen to that would put them in a space that would make them peace and calm.
Yeah. On YouTube, you can listen to things like that on your headphones. You can even through mindfulness as well, because I'm a mindfulness teacher. I guide people through meditations and
Um,
like walking along the beach, and then finding a seat and just it's like a deck chair, and you lay in it and you could go to sleep, and then you end up somewhere else, into another land. It's amazing.
Namaste yoga is something that I would also recommend too. So get into yoga. When
Mm.
2025 first started, there were a lot of videos and people saying, I've got my gratitude. So create. Creativity can also help with mental health as well too.
True.
Crafting, doing projects. You're not too. It's not too kiddie. Not too kids. But if you have children, get hands-on involved with. If they have a science project, get involved of it as well too. It will take you back to your childhood when you were going to school. It's those little
Mm.
things that I think people need to protect and cherish as well too. That bring
Mm.
joy. You have to find your joy. Joy can be in the box. And I'm not just talking about Tiffany's for my fashion girls out there. Yes, the box. No, I'm not just talking about that kind of box or that kind of gift, but there are little things you can put in that box. Take little little strips of paper, and you can write down little affirmations and place them in the box, just like you're doing
Mm.
drawing where you pull from the hat, shake
Mm.
it up, have fun with it, and pull a strip of paper out with that affirmation.
Amazing.
For me, yes. And for me, what I did was I took my lipstick, and it's on my mirror on my vanity. I'm looking at it, and I've never erased it off. And I've written
That's
the
good.
word believe in big letters on my mirror.
Nice.
And every morning I get up, whether it's to, recite my affirmations, to put my makeup on, whatever it be, to wash my face. Because first thing I do in the morning is wash my face. I start off before I get in here and make up, and that's before 4 p.m., which is what time we come on. I look at that word as I'm reciting my affirmations. Shout outs to Boss Lady. Hey, girl. Hey, Nick. We are here
Hey,
talking about uh, ways that we can protect our peace, finding an outlet, creativity, and also finding an escape away from anything that causes you stress. And I know a lot of us, as grown-ups, as adults, even children can get stressed in certain. You have to give them find an exercise or an outlet that works for them. Children want to play. Give them give them games that bring them joy.
yeah.
Not the ones like the Call of Duty, not those.
No, no. Because
But
they can cause
give them
trauma
something
too.
that will make them think. Go back to the
Yeah.
old fashioned
Thinking
taboo.
game. Mm.
Yes,
Scrabble.
taboo.
Taboo,
Uno.
Scrabble, Scrabble.
Yes, Scrabble.
Monopoly.
Taboo. Monopoly. It can be
Yeah.
very competitive with Monopoly and Uno because that reverse Uno card, they just did something different with
Yeah.
it.
They were good
So
games.
um, you can even play Old Maid. Do you guys remember the Old Maid card game? My mom still has them. I still have them. I might have to bring them back on the show. But I remember little things like that from my child.
Mm.
There's also the little Pac-Man game. My sister had one. I don't know where it
Pac-Man,
is.
yeah, I remember
Probably
that. Yeah.
where you
And
could connect the red and the yellow to the television, and you could
yeah,
select all kinds of games on it. I mean, it was so much fun.
Lemmings. Lemmings.
Yes,
There- there's a Commodore 64, and there's a game called Lemmings. I remember that very well.
yes, yes. The cards, all of these things that bring them joy. Uh,
Hmm.
Getting outside, doing when it's Earth Day, because I know children like me if they're involved in science, things of that nature.
Yeah.
They want to play, they want to grow, they want to explore. Take them on a nature walk. Take them on a nature walk. Teach them about the different plants. You could have a
Yeah.
future biochemist on your hands. Get involved, get hands on. And for the adults out there, we have adult coloring books. I have one. And I love Mariah Carey. I'm a big Mariah Carey fan. So
Yeah.
this one had butterflies on it. So when the first thing that came to my mind was Mariah Carey. She loves butterflies. A butterfly, if you see a butterfly, you know it's Mariah Carey. So I
Mm.
have an adult coloring book with different types of butterflies, and I can color them whatever color I want. One has different types of birds and flowers. Beautiful, and I have to go in my drawing book, so I might do that after I'm done with my interview. But it is so therapeutic. They even have like note cards with affirmations on it. You can go and you can purchase them out of the store. Affirmations, yes, Catherine. Yes, affirmation manifestations. These are all of the things that we need to in these dark times. Find your sense of joy. Like I said, your box of joy. Create yourself a box of joy. Go to a gift
Mm.
and buy yourself a gift box and take little strips and write down affirmations.
Yeah.
Or you could do with what an actor that I've interviewed, shout outs to Rico King. He has, if you are a color fanatic like he has a board and it has sticky notes with everyday affirmations, like for every day of the week. Monday,
Wow.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then it continues on, repetitive.
Amazing.
and has a list of affirmations by color. And it's so unique how. So
Wow.
just follow Rico King right here on the gram. Follow him. He does affirmations every morning with the week. And that's how he stays grounded and encouraged. Those were some of the things that we talked about when I had him on the show and we did our conversation.
Mm.
So that's Rico
Cool guy.
for that. A lot of us need these things to be encouraged, to be reassured. For anybody who's battling depression or PTSD or bipolar disorder, whatever
Yeah.
it may be, we need to be reassured and we need to be affirmed that everything that we're worried about, all of the emotions that we're feeling because we feel so many different emotions, all of
Yeah.
these things that you're not the only one suffering in this world. You're not
Mm.
the only one going through something. And it's other people out here like you who are going through the same thing. And sometimes it can be overwhelming, but just know that you're not alone. There are people out here who feel the same way. And I want you all to know that as well. And this is coming from a place of vulnerability. Like when I did my interview with Mick, I don't know what just happened. Because I'm a strong willed woman. I've always had to build up like a wall and protect myself.
Mm.
And with her, I said I can let my guard down. I can be as vulnerable because she's a woman as well too. And I know a lot of women. We come from a place where it's very emotional
Mm.
and it's sacred. Our hearts are sacred. So if you go back and you look at that interview, you'll see. Because typically I come on with bubbly energy, but
I'll
it's
have a
time
look.
for me to tap into that femininity, to tap into my softness, and
Yeah.
that's what I learned as a woman and as a host of this talk show, is that I have to make sure that I am tapping into my vulnerable space because
Mm.
my heart, my God, we all have something in the heart that is personal, that is sacred
Yeah.
to us. And
Definitely. Oh
Catherine
God.
mixed it well too. Your story is based on resilience, which is the key word of the day, resilience. And Catherine asked, how many years in a wheelchair?
Pardon?
Catherine asked the question, she said, how many years were you in the chair, in the wheel?
From 2007 to 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you are a living, breathing, walking testament because there have been people out here who are not as lucky, who can't
True.
walk, and they want to. And it breaks
Yeah.
their heart that they're not able to do the things that they used to do. It
Yeah.
changes your life when you are paralyzed or injured,
Mm.
whatever. It changes your life forever, and you're having to adjust.
Yeah. For many years they said I would never walk. So
Yeah.
do you know what I did? I asked for physical therapy. They said no. So I studied and learned how to walk myself, and I did it all by myself with a little bit of help along the way. You know.
And I had an actress that just came on not too long ago. Shout outs to my girl Christy Tate. She got told the same thing. She was in an accident, and
Listen.
she was never be able to walk again. And she came on and she shared that testimony. I had no idea she was going to share it. And same story. She was never be able to walk again. And she had to literally teach herself how to walk again. So
Mm.
sometimes for us, even for babies, you're teaching a baby how to walk. For us as adults, we're sometimes having to relearn the process as well too. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with relearning the process. It can be
True.
scary, but it's
Yeah.
beautiful. The end result is
Mm.
beautiful. It's like everything that I'm scared of, I overcame it. So the ones that denied and said that you would never walk, you proved them wrong.
I
The
did.
ones who would say you can't do, you
Mm.
proved them wrong. And that's the power and the beauty of resilience. Is being able to prove people wrong who doubted you, who told you no, you can't. I take no and I take no and I mixed it backwards. I put that O in front of the N, and it means on for me.
Mm. I
So
love it.
game on. I have a mindset where somebody says, "No, you can't because you're hurt." Yes, I can. Watch me. And then it's
Mm.
a picture. I'm pretty sure you've seen the picture, Nicholas, where it has the word "can," and it's
Mm.
like how you scissors and you cut a piece of paper. It cuts the letter T off, and it says "can." Can should be in your vocabulary because you can. They said
Nice.
you'll never walk again. You prove them wrong. You can. You can, and you are capable of it. So don't let anybody tell you that, oh, you'll never walk. You'll never
Mm.
do these things. But I promise to see. And a girlfriend of mine who did my hair in the beginning of Style by Stevie, shout outs to my girl. When I first started out and she did my hair, uh, she said she was telling my mom, there's a lot of people out here who would be able to walk, who would, who want to do the things that you're doing. You're still going. And that's a living, breathing, walking testament
Yeah.
because it could have went for the worst, but you are still going. You are
Yeah.
still here because you have a purpose. And a
Mm.
lot of us, we all have purposes in life because God wants us here to help the next person and the next person, help your neighbor. And I think
True.
we are now in a day and age and time where a lot of people are just like, what do I do? I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to get to know my neighbor. Talk to your neighbor and
Mm.
lead with love. Lead with love and lead with your heart. That's what I would
True.
tell anybody who's
Love that.
feeling uh, uh, darkness, who's feeling despair, who's feeling empty, who feels alone. There are people who care. There are
Mm.
people who genuinely care about
Yeah.
you. And reach out to them. Pick up a phone and call a family. Call a friend. Like I said, for K Tukes will call and text me every day before an interview. And if he doesn't see me on with the show here, what he will do is he will pick up that phone and text or call, hey sister, how you doing? How's mom? Because we tease each other. His mom will
Mm.
call me her daughter, and I love his mother. Shout outs to her. She is the sweetest. And whenever I'm down or sad, the audience can easily pick up. Your supporters, your audience can easily pick up and know when something is off. But
Yeah.
as of today, I must say it's like a paradigm shift for a lot of us. One minute we're up and the next minute we're down. So when I asked Nicholas in the beginning how was he doing, uh, it's been a bumpy roller coaster ride for each and every one of us. It's an
Mm.
emotional roller coaster. One minute you're on a high, and then the next you go down that. When you hit that bump, it's like boom, boom, boom. When you're on a roller coaster ride, that's a
Mm.
perfect analogy because you're gonna go up again, you're gonna go to the highest point, and then you're gonna go back down, and it's gonna drop. It's like your heart drops.
Yeah.
So to anybody who's feeling all of the different emotions, you're not alone. There are people out here who care. You can go to betterhelp.com and they can give you resources to provide you to a therapist to your likeness. And you have one here, Nicholas, who I'm pretty sure has got a lot of clients who are suffering with the same thing. I'm here
Mm.
as an advocate who talks about mental health on her platform religiously. And I don't leave any corners unturned. I make sure that I ask my guests before they come on because that's the courteous thing to do. You talk to someone, you ask them, how was your day? And the best way to make a person happy if they're having a bad day, I think the world needs now is to smile at our neighbor and smile back at us.
Definitely.
I think love, leading with love and light and
Mm.
loving on your neighbor more than ever, especially
Definitely.
if they lost someone. Be that village for them. Be that
Mm.
village. Be a part of that village and that tribe. Ask them, what can I do? And that's what I do with my guests when they come on here. And I know a lot of people want to know, why do you call it the dollhouse? Well, I love Bratz dolls, for one. I love Barbie as well, too. I started collecting Barbies in 2023. But
Cool.
I call it the dollhouse for a plethora of reasons. Of course, you think fashion. Style by Stevie fashion dollhouse.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Uh, when I dress my guests, when they come on, I ask, how's your 2025? How's your day going? How are you doing? Because it's the courteous thing to do.
Oh,
Ask
definitely.
someone how they're doing. You don't know what they could be going through, what they could be battling. Things could be stressing them out on the inside. And it's important that we be considerate to their feelings and not
Mm.
invalidate them. Do not invalidate or gaslight the next person
No.
because that's dangerous to their mental health as well too. You're not believing them when they're saying, "Oh, they're not okay." It's okay to not be okay. And you want to know what that makes us? That makes us human. Because at the end
True.
of the day, if you fall and scrape your knee, the first reaction when we were babies, we would do that. We would fall off the bicycle, scrape our knee, we would cry, and your mom would be like, "Okay, let me kiss it, kiss the boo boo, and put a band aid." And that's what we have to do in these times for our neighbors. Look out
Yeah.
for them, make sure that they're good, make sure that more importantly, form community of people that you trust. And I know a lot of people group therapy. I don't even know if people really still do that. I think a lot of people nowadays would prefer it to be one on one,
Mm.
but they have that option of group therapy. If you're comfortable with forming a new bond, what I say, your neighbor, looking on to your neighbor's shoulder, looking at your neighbor's, turning to your neighbor and saying, "What can I do? What can I do
Mm.
to help you? Come, let's go in here.
Yeah.
Let's go get a coffee. Let's go get a sandwich. Let's go do something. Let's talk about it." Look
Mm.
out for your neighbor more than ever. And I think that's what's needed right now in these dark times because we're
Definitely.
on our own. We all have. We have to make sure that we are being that tillage, that tree, because a tree cannot stand without its roots. Because you go
Mm.
all the way down to try to cut that tree bottom. Those roots are bought up in the ground. It's built there. That tree is gonna stand. And you
Yeah.
have to be those roots in order to keep that tree. And then of
True.
course you have the branches. You have to be the roots and the branches. And I think a lot of us nowadays that is cut down will not stand.
Mm.
So we can't cut down the next tree, meaning don't cut the person's feelings down. Don't invalidate them. Don't gas. And I
Yeah.
think we are now living in a time where we all have been desensitized to trauma, to sensitize to things. And I would say this to anybody who feels traumatized, triggered by certain things or actions of people just harm caused. There are people out here who care, who will listen to you, who will also, because, yes, talk to family, not saying don't go talk to them. But if you want that second opinion, it's optional. It's up to you. You can go to a therapist as well, to your family.
Yeah.
But just let your, I mean, yeah, family's there, of course. But if you want that second appearance, therapists are there as well, too. They're there to listen. They're there to make you think. Because when we would go to school, what would they do in math class? Our teacher would always say, okay, extra bonus points. You want extra bonus points on
Mm.
uh, this homework assignment, right? And they would give us give us another math problem for us to solve. They would call it brain freeze. And
Yeah.
they would say, "I'll give you this many points on your test if you complete this and you do this correct." And a lot of
Yeah.
people would get it correct. Or they would get a piece of candy. That was the reward. They would get a piece of candy, or they would be able to go to the canteen. We would call it the canteen, where you can go and you can get a soda or a snack, M&Ms, whatever you like,
Yeah.
just for completion. That was the treat. Well,
Nice treat.
yes, and I want a lot of people to know this. That there are people out here who can encourage, who can uplift, who can inspire, like myself. And I've always been one of the ones on the front lines speaking about mental health and bringing people joy. The reason why I do this is because it brings me joy. And it's therapeutic sharing bits and pieces of myself as well as taking the liberty to
Mm.
listen to other people's stories and what they're going through. And one of my guests, Nicholas, he told me this. He said, "You never interrupted me while I was sharing my story." And I don't do that with any of my guests. We sometimes might say, talk over each other, but what do I say? I say, "I'm sorry, excuse me, you go ahead."
Yeah.
It's called
That's
courtesy.
managed. Manners and courtesy. Yeah,
And he said, you never interrupted. You allowed me to share my story.
yeah. You're sweet.
Because he did a previous interview, and the interviewer, she wasn't so nice.
Mm.
But me, I tell my guests this all the time. When you come into my space, it's a safe space. You are reassured that it will be a safe space. And I do it with a warm heart, welcoming, love. And I know a lot of people look at her as like, okay, she's beautiful, she's powerful. Yes, I'm all of those things and then some. But I'm very sweet, I'm vulnerable, I'm kind, and I'm open to the world. And
You
that's how
are.
you have to be receptive to your guests as well, also.
Yeah,
And one thing I told my guests, I said, we're in this ship together. We're steering this spaceship together. I'm in the
yeah,
pilot seat, of course. Yes, I'm the pilot. I own the show. I create the platform and everything. But when my guests come on, I get in the passenger seat and then I bounce back to that pilot seat. When you're
mm,
sharing your story, I share bits and pieces of myself as well.
yeah.
And that's what it takes. Teamwork. We're working together on this journey. We're working through this journey together.
We-
And as it pertains to mental health, your therapist might make you say, like, okay, so what makes you think that was a good idea? They might give you questions, like I said, with the brain freeze, they give you questions that make you think, that make
Yeah,
you tap into that place you've never tapped in before. That might say also as well, too, uh, why do I feel guilty? Do you feel guilty? All of these things will make you kind of quit. And there's nothing wrong. It doesn't, I want to put this out here as well, too. A lot of people thinking you're not crazy for talking to yourself. Because you know what that's called? That's called accountability. If you've done anything that you're not too proud of, not too fond of, if you watch shows on television, you would see, they have a conscience. You got a good conscience and you got a bad conscience.
yeah,
And they would have, the angel on your shoulder, and then you'd have the devil on the other side telling you, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it in your
mm,
ear, and you're feeling this. And then the
yeah.
other one is saying, I think this is a smart decision. So it's like you have to weigh both parts of yourself.
True.
So that conscience is real. I believe in the subconscious as well as the unconscious. And
Mm,
to anybody who doesn't believe that it's real. Because when you're
yeah,
standing there and you're brushing your teeth in the mirror, you're looking in the mirror, it is your reflection bouncing back, looking at you. And you're having these conversations with yourself like, I know what I did was wrong. I feel guilty. I feel crazy about this. What can I do to fix it? And we start weighing those pros. We start wanting to make better, wanting to make change. It's called
yeah.
self accountability. You're not crazy for talking to yourself. And even if
No,
you have to document certain things in your journal, in your gratitude journal, if you got to record it and just keep it in a sacred space in a lockbox or whatever, where only you can get to. If you got to use your phone and take audio, whatever works for you to help you, that is the best thing.
definitely.
So
100%.
I will absolutely, absolutely. Today's show is based on resilience, and I hope a lot of something from this. So I'm going to take some questions from the viewers. Fashion Dolls, do we have any questions for myself or Nick uh, before we wrap this conversation? I hope has helped a lot of people, and I thank Mick for setting this up because a lot of people this
Yeah,
time put something in the comments earlier as if to, yeah, we need it right now. We need someone who is going to help us through
yeah.
our dark that we are all encountering, through our sadness, through our despair. We feel a sense of who of loss of who we are.
Mm,
And not that, but if you've lost a loved one, it's like, especially if you lost your mom, anybody, like your heart is being, I can't describe the feeling. I can't even imagine it. I have both of my parents, they're alive and living. And some of my guests that I said, I just can't imagine that pain. I would be heartbroken.
mm,
Like that would be the end of it. That would be, but I know I have to keep going. I have
Yeah.
siblings. I have four brothers, two sisters. Like I said, one of my sisters passed. She's no longer here. So it would have to be us having to depend on. And a
Yeah.
lot of people ask the question, what would you do if your mom was gone tomorrow? I would be heartbroken. And a lot of people have that feeling like your heart is being, I can't describe it, like your heart is being ripped out of your chest, like you lost
Yeah.
a piece of it. And to anybody who's lost a mother or a father, any parent, grandparent, my heart goes to you. I can't even imagine that. I'm putting myself in that equation, that situation. Whereas if it was to happen, and I told my mom this, I said, I don't know what I, and I
Mm.
totally regretted how I treated her yesterday. And I ate my words. And I still am battling with that. So yeah, I will close with that. Um, I see we don't have any questions. Thank you, boss lady. Boss lady said a
Thank you
before
very
we
much.
go, Nicholas.
I would like to say thank you to everyone who's joined us today. It's great of them, you know.
This is one interview for the books, and I'm going to bring you back for my 20th season. So, boss lady,
I'd
I'm
love
going to
that.
send you dates because I would love to have you back on in 2026.
Thank you.
And
I would
you're so
love to.
welcome, Catherine. I hope this is helpful for each and every one of you that have been battling with something that need a light, that need a light. Sometimes people just need a light in the darkness. And also remember
Definitely.
this, the light is inside of you. That light is inside of you. We are
Yeah.
all like uh, candelabras. And
Yeah.
where we put the candle inside the candelabra, we are those candles. We are the
We are.
light. The light is in you. You are the bright light that walks into the room. And I want you guys,
We
I
are.
want you all to remember that, fashion dolls. And one of the affirmations that I say to myself, and then I'm going to let Nicholas drop some gems and close out the work itself. Uh, my energy is impeccable when I walk into a room. My energy, your chi, your light, your energy. Never let anybody steal your light from you. Don't let anybody steal your joy because it's within. Trust me. When you are happy, that the dark forces that are against you don't want to see you happy, and they will do everything to try to destroy that. And my mother told me
Mm.
that. And there are people who are jealous, envious, the dangerous kind, the poisonous kind. Protect your peace because it is sacred. And I will close there with that. So,
Yeah.
Nicholas, any final thoughts that you would give to the everyone that is watching currently right now that is feeling a sense of darkness, feeling a sense of
Yeah.
and a loss?
If anyone's feeling in their darkest moments, you know, there are good people around like us.
Yes.
As a therapist, I can help you. You can find me on my website, theincrediblewarriors.org. I have a free gift available if anyone wants a copy. Just a guide, a short guide, um, and reach out. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Yeah,
And I definitely will. We're going to keep in touch because I would love to have you back on. So therapeutic. You are relaxing. You are a breath of fresh air and a living testament of what resilience looks like.
thank you.
And
I
so many
appreciate it.
others. You'd be amazed at how many people I've sat with here on this platform. Like I said, the actress Christy Tate, she shared her story. You shared yours about being in the wheelchair, not being able to walk. She shared her story. That's what it made me think of because she had to train herself. Just think about it. She's a mother and she's having to train herself, and she's also an actress as well too. And they said, "Oh my God, she would never walk." And she said, "Wrong." She trained herself. So the power is within you. The light is
Well
within
done
you.
to her.
Remember. And I will close the show with a final thought from Janelle Brown. Janelle Brown says this: "Let everything happen to you. Beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. And do not let yourself lose me. Don't lose yourself in the darkness. Don't lose yourself in sadness and despair. Don't lose yourself in anything that is conducive to your peace. Meaning,
Mm.
don't let anyone, because we all have that guard, that wall up, and we
Yeah.
have to because of trauma that's experienced, and rightfully so. I want you all to remember that. Protect your peace because it is sacred.
Yeah.
And that's what I would close the show with that.
I love that. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Nicholas Barr. Please go and check out Nicholas's platform. I will have him back on the show, and hopefully, this can help a lot of people who are suffering with mental health. We're now going to be heading into the colder months. Spring and summer was fun. I love it. I had so much fun during the spring and the summer. But colder month, we're all going to be inside. And some days are going to be rainy. And again, like I said, the weather can sometimes impact you. Find things that bring you a sense of, and I know I'm going to keep continuing to be that sense of joy and fun and uplifting and encouraging each and every one of us during these dark. I will
Mm.
see you tomorrow, Fashion Dolls. Joining me, we have Katrina Jean. Make sure you guys tune in. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow at 1. Take care of you.
Take care. Yeah. Bye bye.
You too.
See you. Bye bye. How do I come out?